From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning on Mornings LALATE with incredible great news across the board as your fourth stimulus check 2021 heats up. I have the big, incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check in this recording. It's a stimulus check that starts in the month of July, goes all the way to at least December, and I'll compare and contrast with you live on air the House plan versus the Senate plan. Which one is better and which one do you like? Meantime, we'll go over why fourth stimulus got incredible great news yesterday and Friday, and even today, this morning, to the finish line. Starting reconciliation, a two-bill, two-step, two-month process. I have all the incredible great details, who gets it, how you get it, and when it's going to be landing in your bank account. Then, later in this recording, we go over fifth stimulus, which will change people's lives, raising people's benefits up to a big new benchmark, whether you're on veterans benefits or on senior benefits. I have all the incredible great news. And yes, today is the day in which money starts to land in your bank account. It's incredible great news as the Treasury confirmed the details yesterday. Thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, and $350 billion are landing today, and you're going to get it. And you stay with me. They're all in this recording starting right now. It's Mornings LALATE. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and the fourth stimulus check will be here in the month of July. Those legislators represent. It's a monthly stimulus check that starts in the month of July and continues months after there. I'll go over the incredible great news about this fourth stimulus check. The biggest single payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. It's incredible great news. I'm very excited for you. It's a two-bill, two-step process, and we'll have all the details of this recording. Then we'll go over the fifth stimulus later in this recording. Stay to the end because this is 30 minutes of jam-packed information. Fifth stimulus will give you incredible life-changing money that'll change your benefits for the incredible lifetime that you have upon you. But what is in between there? Oh boy, $350 billion of money is landing in cities and states this week, and the money is coming to you. I'm going to go over the incredible details. Get a pen and paper ready. Get your feet ready. Get your coffee ready. Get your toast ready. I'm just waiting for the bacon. If only we had the bacon, but first make sure you subscribe. Also like this video and consider becoming a member. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel, the only one of its kind, delivering everything from Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home, from stimulus to crypto. Let's get to the breaking news starting right now. The fourth stimulus is the latest stimulus package that's heating up and is currently in the reconciliation process and subcommittees being drafted. But there's two approaches to doing the monthly stimulus check bills, the House plan versus the Senate plan. Let's compare and contrast each of them starting right now. The House approach is to give more stimulus checks, but of a smaller amount over a longer duration. Let's look and compare. First, the House plan proposes to give stimulus checks to the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year, but the monthly check amounts are only $1,000 after the first month. So if you're in the live chat, get ready to type Senate or House. I want to see which one you like, but don't come to determination just yet. Let's first look at the two provisions. First, the House members want to provide you a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. So if there are 4 months left to the pandemic, you would get 4 months of stimulus checks plus 12, which would be 16 months of stimulus checks. When we turn over to the Senate proposal, however, they would only provide stimulus checks from July to December, 6 months of checks. But before you pass judgment, wait up because we need to look at the monthly stimulus check amount, folks. All right, here we go. The House members, the first month would be $2,000, but every month thereafter would be $1,000. What is the Senate amount? Word on the street is it's this. $2,000 a month, dwarfing the House proposal, nearly doubling it, $12,000 for a single individual, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. A lot more money per month for the senators than the House members. So let's compare back to the differences of the two proposals. The House proposal is to pay you cumulatively more money, but it would take you 16 months to get it, whereas the Senate proposal is to give you a faster infusion of money that would, over short term, be a lot more money. Who gets it, how you get it, where do you get it, and what's going on? Let's go over all the incredible, great details right now, on Mornings LALATE Breaking this morning. You would get it if you got the third stimulus check. Same eligibility. So, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or Railroad benefits, you get it. If you make less than $75,000 a year, an individual, you get it. Married couple, $150,000 or less per year, you get it. Double the check. Household up to 4 people, so quadruple the check. And there you go. Ultimately, I'm a reporter. I'm not a legislator. I'm not writing the bill. I'm not voting on the bill. I'm just reporting what they represent, and they represent. The vote will be by early July. A 2-month, 2-step process. That's the reconciliation process currently underway with them writing the provisions of the subcommittees right now. 2-month, 2-step process. When would the checks go out? How would we receive the checks? Would there be waves? Is it income? Let me answer those details right now. A check will go out for the month of July, in the month of July. A check in the month of August, for the month of August. There would be no waves. They can't do waves. There's no time to do waves. It is not income. It's not a taxable event, so you do not pay taxes on it. And then child support, we don't know anything about child support just yet. We need to watch and learn for that. But wow, that is your fourth stimulus package. Why was incredible great news yesterday, today, and Friday? Because the President of the United States, the man with the biggest megaphone, the leader of the Democratic Party, the person who's speaking only to the people who are writing the bill, because it's only Democrats, you don't need a Republican by recon, said these words: get it done. 3 times on Friday, 1 time yesterday, and more just coming this morning. Get it done. Get this bill done. This is incredible great news because ultimately what he's anchoring the statement upon is Friday's jobs number. It was a bad number, and we don't need to go into really what went on with that number. All we have to go over is the messaging to get it done. More about this late in this recording. I got more about this fourth stimulus check late in this recording because this is a 30-minute jam-packed video. If you don't have a pen and paper, get that pen and paper ready because I got 30 minutes of big money coming to you starting right now additionally. First, I want to cut over to a preview of what's coming up in the second half of this recording. It is fifth stimulus. In the second half of this recording, I'll be going over the fifth stimulus package, which mirrors the fourth stimulus procedurally. It goes by the same path, a 2-month, 2-step process, but instead of adding stimulus checks, they're adding SSI reform. That comes in September, and the details of that incredible, life-changing, game-changing, massive amount of money you're going to get if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, and Senior Survivor benefits comes up in the second half of this recording. Stay to the end. But let's circle back now to the incredible great news of money that's coming today to you. I am very, very excited for you. Over the weekend, I had told you this money was landing last week, this week, and next week, and guess what happened yesterday? The Undersecretary of Treasury confirmed my reporting, confirming that $350 billion of money is landing in your city, county, and states. What is this? It is money for your rent. Let's go over the incredible details. Money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and mortgage utilities is landing this week, next week, and last week. It's so much money. When we were discussing third stimulus back in January, we talked about how third stimulus will be providing your $1,400 stimulus check. But I said to you, listen, you, the viewers of this channel who make less than $75,000, you have $15,000 to $25,000 coming to you in the third stimulus. You need to get it first. That was what bred Purple Hawks. Hawk, hawk. You have to pounce to get that money before anyone else because of what I call stimulus stampede. In this recording, you're going to see several times where I'm going to say something called tough love. And tough love refers to why suddenly money's hitting and you need to get it first because it's going to be gone and it's not going to be coming back. All right, let's go over the details. Rent utility is now coming to those cities and states and counties. Where is it? Get that pen and paper ready. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. Reach out to ask them for COVID rent because of COVID. The Economic Recovery Act, the Biden third stimulus, it's now landing. How much money are you going to get? Anywhere from 4 to 6 months of rent, about $5,000. Then there's money also for utilities, a couple $1,000s for that, and also money for mortgage assistance and homeowners utilities. Then there is SNAP. What is SNAP? SNAP is money for your food. How do you get it? Reach out to 211, ask for Department of Agriculture. They pay for it. How do you get, what is the eligibility? The same is generally about a stimulus check, less than $75,000. How much can you get? A family of 4 in Hawaii currently now gets $16,000 a year. Yes, look at this. We're 10 minutes into this video. $16,000 a year for SNAP, $5,000 for rent. This is great news. We're at $20,000. We just started this video. Now, what's important for you to understand is that I'm going to give you tough love number 1 starting right now. Tough love number 1 starting right now is the following. That there's money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, utility assistance, and SNAP is there now. But with the exception of SNAP, it's going away. It's going to be stimulus stampede. It will be going away. And tough love, because guess what? In September, the eviction moratorium, the mortgage forbearance, going away, won't be coming back. And enforced stimulus in July, they are not doing rent again, they're not doing mortgage assistance, and they're not doing utilities. So I want you to understand that this is the last ride at the rodeo for rent and mortgage assistance. Get it now. This is a tough love moment. Get the money right now. All right, let's get to the second great news of great money coming back to you. This is incredible. This one is automatic. You don't have to do anything for this one. And who is it coming from? The state. And how much money? Thousands and thousands of dollars. The federal government, Marty Walsh, Department of Labor, former mayor of Boston, has ordered the states to return to you upwards of thousands of dollars per person. What's at issue? During the pandemic, you may have received excess unemployment benefits, where the state then reached out to you and said, oh, we had a computer glitch. We sent you too much money. Return the money back to us. It was not your fault. It was our computer failure. Well, you return that money back, and now the Department of Labor has stepped in. The federal government has ordered the states to return the money back to you. This is incredible great news. This is thousands and thousands of dollars of money that's being returned to you. You don't have to do anything for it. If you got unemployment benefits, had to pay surplus back to your state, this is coming back to you from your state. Incredible great news. Now let's turn to another set of money that's coming to you this week. This week, today. Let's go over what this money is and how you're getting it. If you filed a 2020 tax return and paid taxes to the federal government, the IRS, for your first $10,200 of unemployment benefits, you're getting back that money this week if you're a single filer. If you're a husband and wife, joint filer, that money's coming in the end of this month. Let me go over an example of how much money this is. For example, let's say you had a tax return and you had $9,000 of unemployment benefits. Your total tax bill was $5,000, but $4,000 of that total tax bill was taxes on your unemployment benefits. Congratulations. The federal government is sending you back that $4,000 this week, starting today, immediately to single filers. Joint filers later this month. How are you getting it? In a check, in the mail. The check envelope will be beige or white. The check inside will be beige, and it'll be from the Department of Treasury. What will say? Refund. And do you have to do anything? Nothing at all. And what about direct deposit? If you have a direct deposit account on that 2020 tax return, it'll go to that. Otherwise, it's going to the address you had on your tax return with a mail check immediately. Incredible great news. Which turns us to tough love number 2 in this video. Tough love number 2 is for people who did take out for federal taxes while receiving their unemployment benefits, but need to now recover that money back from the IRS. What do you have to do? Very easy. You have to file a 2020 tax return and request that money back immediately. You just have a few days left to file that 2020 tax return. Now, let me pause for a second and say something very clear. Throughout this recording, you're going to be hearing me talk about things where you got to do it. When I mean you have to do it, I mean you have to do it then. If you don't do it, you're never going to get it. So ultimately, if you're watching this video, God bless. But if you join this channel, let's say 2 months from now, after watching another YouTuber who told you you don't have to do anything and you didn't get it, and then you come over to me, you're not going to get it. It's too late. So the viewers who are watching right now, you understand it's time of the essence. It's right now. So let's go back to this group of tough love number 2. Let's use an example. You got unemployment benefits weekly. You took out $100 a week for federal taxes, federal only, and you had 10 weeks of that. That's $1,000. What do you have to do? You have to file that 2020 tax return. When? Right away. It's due in just a few days. You have to request that money back from IRS. This is taxes you withdrew for IRS. You have to request it back from the IRS on a federal tax return. Do it right away. All right, now we go to the big enchilada, and this triggers not one, not two, but three tough love situations. And I saw the comments yesterday. Some people are still pushing back, and I got to give you tough love. You got to do it. There's no excuses for this. So number one, what are we going over? We are going over $3,600 or $3,000 per child starting in the month of July prorated. So if the child is 5 to newborn, you're getting $3,600, $300 a month starting the month of July. If the child is 17 to 6, you're getting $3,000 prorated, $250 a month. How do you get it? Two qualifications. One, you make less than $75,000, and two, the IRS knows the child is alive. Now, that triggers not one, but three situations of tough love. Before I get to them, I want to make something very clear. Look at me right in the eye. I said this yesterday. I still had one person drop in the comments, but I don't file tax returns. I have to make this very clear to you. You may not have to file tax returns. You may not make enough money to be required to file tax returns. You may be on SSI and may not have to file tax returns. In this situation, if you want this stimulus money, you categorically 100% have to file tax returns. There is no way around it. There's no excuse. Do not make an excuse for yourself. I've had people actually send me messages saying, I'm tweeting IRS. I'm calling them on the phone saying, hi, I have a child. I'm trying to look for that non-fire filing tool. I'm reaching out to the community page. We don't do taxes on this channel. So understand you have to do a tax return. All right, tough love group number one is you have a child and you've never filed a tax return. The IRS doesn't know the child exists. You have to file that tax return and you have to file in the next few days. If you don't file in the next few days, you're not getting paid in July. And imagine a viewer who leaves a bad YouTuber channel and comes over here in June and says, I was told by that other YouTuber I'm getting a check in July. And now they listen to the viewers and they see the people in the live chat. They say, hey, did you file the tax return in May? No, he told me I didn't have to do anything. You're not getting paid Zippo in July. So if you're watching this video, God bless you. You have to file that tax return ASAP. Tough love number two. You do have a child. You do file tax returns, but you're not listing that child. You have not listed that child previously on your tax returns. You have to file the tax return right away. Examples are the child was on someone else's tax return or the child is just newly born. You have to file that tax return right away and list that child so IRS knows that child exists. And tough love situation number three, this is the rare one. This is where you made a lot of money in 2019, so you're not eligible for this money. You made too much money in 2019. But when you look at your 2020 tax return, which you've not filed yet, you do make enough money. You do make a low enough money. 2020, you took a nosedive on your income. Now you're qualified for this money. Well, here's the problem. IRS is looking at the most recent tax return they have on file. They're looking at the 2019. You made too much money. They're not sending you the check. You have to go get that 2020 tax return on file to get the check. Finally, the most obvious tough love situation. You're missing a stimulus check. The only way to get a missing first, second, third stimulus check, or a member of household, let's say your mother, your grandma, who appears on your tax return, to get their missing stimulus check is to file a 2020 tax return now. Now, if you've seen a series of items during this recording and we're currently at the 18-minute mark and you say, I have 3 things to fix, what do I do? You make a list, you replay this video, you listen to it again, and you make a list, and you go to that tax preparer with that list. Sir, ma'am, I have to make sure I have my child listed because they need to get their check. I'm missing a stimulus check from my grandma. I have not gotten back I have to get a refund from my federal taxes back for my unemployment. You make a list of everything you have to tell that tax preparer and get it done. And guess what? I'll be back in 60 seconds with incredible big money under 5th stimulus and more coverage of 4th stimulus. But first, stay with me. Here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals, reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE, and I'm really excited for you for the big money being covered in today's recording. Wow, what a day it is. Fourth stimulus is heating up. I have more about that fourth stimulus check, the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel, coming up in the second half of this recording. And now coming up is fifth stimulus. But first, if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is LALATE, a 24-hour-a-day, 7 days news channel. Crypto coverage, stimulus coverage from Wall Street to Main Street, and it's a big day, and I have the latest on Wall Street coming up in the second half of this recording. Also, like this video, and boy, if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Let's get back to the breaking news. Fifth stimulus heats up this fall, and it follows the same process as fourth stimulus. Two-bill, two-step, two-month process. And that fourth stimulus provision of adding a stimulus checks mirrors the adding of SSI reform. Let's go over this incredible SSI reform, how it works, and how much you're going to get. First, let's broadly go over the details. They're going to increase your benefit limits. They're going to remove the asset cap currently and do a new one. They're going to add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and then remove the marriage penalty. This is a life-changing, game-changer provision that will impact your lives for years to come. Who is you? SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, all of you. And yes, if you have multiple benefits, all those multiple benefits. They're going to raise it up to a big new number. That is what they're representing. Remember, I'm just a reporter. I'm not your legislator. This would be your big new number. Second, they would tie your benefits to inflation. Inflation is expected to go 2 to 4% up over the next few years. This morning, they spoke more about that inflationary rate, really looking at about 3 to 4% this year. Great news, because you've been tied to COLA. COLA doesn't move. And so as eggs, milks, and gas goes up weekly, monthly, COLA ain't moving, and your benefits are staying flat year after year. So you've been behind for many, many years, decades. They're going to tie you to inflation. So if inflation goes to the roof, your benefits go through the roof. Then they are removing the asset cap. The asset cap dates back to a 1980s law that says you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand for some of you. Going away. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to an ancient 1960s law that says you can't stay on benefits and work over a certain amount of money. They're getting that gone. That would allow you to work $1,000, $2,000 a month and still stay on benefits. Wow, this is incredible, great news. And finally, the marriage penalty. If you suffered it, it's going away. If you're facing it, it's going to be unlawful. It will no longer be on the books. I have one viewer who's looking to get married and is very excited for this news that the marriage penalty could be going away. What is this? This is fifth stimulus. When? Two-bill, two-month, two-step process starting in September, out the door, and likely to impact your benefits in November. Now, let's circle down to what else is going on today and why I'm so excited for fourth stimulus. I got to tell you, of everything that I am so excited about fourth stimulus was these two words that came out of the president at the end of last week. And those two words were corporate taxes. I was ecstatic because the only divisive issue that remained at issue to get it done among the Democratic leadership was the corporate tax rate. And with that, the president made the deal of the century by saying, I will meet you where you want it. The corporate tax rate to pay for the forced stimulus had remained the only issue of contention among Democrats doing the reconciliation process. The current tax rate is 21%. The president was at 28%. Now he's meeting them halfway at 25%. He has Democrats on point. We are at the finish line. This is incredible, great news. So what is going on with the markets right now? If you're currently watching the markets, the Dow, the NASDAQ, tech, blue chips, all taking a significant nosedive across the board. What's at issue? What's at issue is the reopening play. Boy, it was over a month ago, I told you last Friday's number was going to be singularly the most important number for this economy in many months. I also said it was going to be a critical number for purposes of stimulus. Why? Because stimulus checks are dependent upon unemployment numbers. That's what they're dependent upon. Stimulus checks. Well, what happened to Friday's number? It was a bad number. But the really great news about what's going on is that the president took that bad number and took that number into a rallying cry to get forced stimulus done. As the leader of the Democratic Party with the biggest megaphone, he is rallying his troops to say, get it done on a regular basis. I can't recall in all my years of reporting that I've ever seen a president who with civil unrest in the Middle East and Gaza and Israel currently fighting, problems with the pipeline and gas in the Northeast, he's only talking about forced stimulus morning, noon, and night. It's incredible great news. He's staying on point to get forced stimulus out the door. It's incredible great news for you across that land. Finally, what's important for you to understand is that what Wall Street's reacting to, what Wall Street is reacting to is the other impact of Friday's number, which is really based upon FPUC's impact. The culprit of Friday's number is the other part of stimulus, not stimulus checks. And the great news is that broadcast news has understood that Friday's number had its basis really because of what's going on with unemployment stimulus, not stimulus check stimulus. Unemployment stimulus has become the how would you call it? The voodoo doll of Friday's number. People are saying, Friday, unemployment stimulus, that's the blame. Look at unemployment stimulus. They are staying away kindly from stimulus checks. They're not saying stimulus checks had anything to do with Friday's number, which is incredible great news across the board. Meantime, let me jump into one other thing that I want to go over right now, which is during the commercial break, one person said, I reached out to my city accountant, I couldn't find the rent. That's not how we do it here, folks. That's not how we do it here. This is Purple Power. So remember, if you ever see anything, you don't stop at a no. It's very easy to stop at a no. Back in November, when second stimulus had not yet been passed, I had a viewer named Tyrone. He was in Boston. I was live. And every single night on live, I had a person say, I can't get anything in Boston. There's nothing in Boston. There's nothing in Boston. I would have literally 20 or 30 people tell me a night, there's nothing in Boston. Tyrone said, there is something in Boston. I'm going to find it. He found it and got $10,000 for his family. It changed his life. LA County, Southern California. There was no money in November. But I had a viewer who was in San Bernardino County. I have never heard of a San Bernardino County Housing Authority. What is that? I never heard of it. The viewer found it and got $9,000 for the San Bernardino Housing Authority. It's ultimately sometimes the push, but it's always the mindset. There is money here and money there. It is very easy to stop at a no. But ultimately, tough love is about that. It's telling you that now is the time to get this money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, food, to get that tax return on file, to request those missing stimulus checks, to fix and return any money you paid for, took out for federal taxes while receiving unemployment benefits, and to request back anything that you are needing to request back now, and finally, to alert IRS about a child. Because all these situations are right now. And here is what could happen and will happen, I predict, in July. In July, there will be viewers who will come to this channel who came from a bad YouTuber channel say, I didn't get paid for my child. My child's 5. I have 3 children, and I got 3 children at 5. They're triplets. I should be getting 3 times. I should be getting $900 a month. Where's my check? And my response is, did you file a tax return? No, I'm on SSI. I don't have to file a tax return. Yeah, you did. I told my viewers back in May to file that tax return when it was due. What did you do over there? I didn't do anything. When am I going to get it? You're not going to get it. What do you mean I'm not going to get it? That's tough love. Tough love is understanding when their timelines to get money, get it now. Rent, utilities, and food is going away. Stimulus stampede, get the money right now. But let's circle back now to forced stimulus, because I told you I'd come back to it. Let's do it right now. If you're in the live chat, let me see. Senator House, Senator House. There's two different mindsets for stimulus checks, liking the House for the Senate plan. The Senate plan proposes to put you more back to whole or completely back to whole by giving you the biggest infusion over the shortest period of time. So when we talk about $12,000 of potential number in just 6 months, we're looking at putting you closer back to whole as fast as possible. When we're looking at the House plan, however, we're thinking about a longer progression of money, and that longer progression of money would go into next year. People who prefer the Senate plan prefer being put back to whole as soon as possible. People who like the House plan sometimes like the notion of they are currently more normal now, but they need sustainable support on a longer scale. And then during some of the chats, I've seen some people say, what about next year? They're worried that someone may undo the law next year. At the moment, that doesn't seem to be likely on the horizon, but the only way that could happen is if there was a midterm election and the number of stimulus checks expanded past that midterm election. At the moment, that doesn't look like the horizon because the number of months left to this pandemic is shrinking. But I got more news for you at noontime, and I hope you join me then. But coming up next is Coin, our morning news briefing on the latest crypto movements. We got 2 shows a day, crypto in the morning and crypto in the evenings. I'm going to go over the latest movement on coins overnight, and you're going to be shocked. Yes, I saw all the activity, and boy, thank you for joining me on that live feed. If you just noticed before I went live on here, I have a live feed every night that starts about 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, goes 9 hours, that has one of the major coins that is making news. That coin you saw overnight is doing about 100 tweets a minute currently. It is really heating up in discussion. So the live feed has music, has the quote, and has a live chat. And it became a place for purple power people just hang out and chat amongst themselves with the backdrop of learning information about that coin and enjoying a crisp level of music. And with that, make sure you subscribe. I want you part of this community. 400,000, here we go. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay with me. I'll be back with you next live on our latest update about crypto this morning. And stay with LA for more.